Hello internet, welcome back or welcome to my channel. I have another long-awaited update for something. This is the 365 days of eyeshadow that was created by Jessica Lee. Everyone doing this will be listed down below. And let's jump into it because I'm going to, I haven't updated this project in 3-4 months. So it's gonna be a little different. Okay. Let's talk about what I last used in May. I'm not going to swatch today. You'll see why during the second half, why I decided to not do swatches today. But what I used. First palette that was completely used was the Color Rain Smoke Show palette. I really enjoyed this little guy. Can be a standalone palette, but also pairs well with a lot of other stuff. A nice basics palette with a pop of green to, pair with other palettes. I really enjoyed using this. I really like that palette. Next, I finished all the shades from the Carly Bible palette. I only had to use 2 shades for this past update, and very happy to put this away. Yeah, I have a weird relationship with this palette. This is probably my least favorite Anastasia Beverly Hills palette I own. That being said though, I do like the color story of it, but it's just the formula is weird. I do not like the formula of that palette. Next, I used everything in the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. I'm very happy. I'm very excited to put this away. I need this out of sight for a while. And then I used everything from the Urban Decay Beach palette. I really enjoyed using this, especially because it's not a standalone palette. When I used it in May, I had a fun time pairing it with different stuff. And then the palette that is going to be rolled over because I didn't use every single shade in here, and it is also the one I'm wearing today, is the ColourPop Honey palette. Now, if you watched my other video, I did repress Dandy. I did not decide to give it the boot. I decided fine, it could stay. And then the glitter's just in a magnetic palette from Shop Miss A because I don't like glitters with the eyeshadow. It's too messy and I don't want to clean that. I only ended up using 29 eyeshadows. Wait, I just realized my numbers are completely wrong. Wait, this makes it so much worse. Hold on. This makes it so much worse than I thought. I wrote down how many eyeshadows I have to use to get caught up. I thought I had to use from June 30th to, August 31st, what this update would cover. I have to do from the beginning of June. So, oh God, no. I have to use 94 eyeshadows. This is gonna be a lot more challenging than I thought. I'm still gonna do it. We're gonna try this. Okay, so we'll see if I'll be able to hit 94. My goal was to hit 63. We'll see what happens. But here is my current game plan with this project. If you don't know, I will be norming. So yes, I'm taking makeup with me, but I want to be extremely limited on what I take, so Project Pan stuff actually gets a lot more in use, and plus just so it's easier. Obviously, if I really want something bad, I can come home and get it, but I don't want to do that for just I don't want to come home for just eyeshadow palette, It's a little extra. So I didn't realize the box was in frame, but I've started packing up some of my stuff. I got the idea of some updates will need to be filmed once I'm already moved in. So why don't I just pack some of those stuff away that I don't think I'm going to use, right? Which then sparked the idea to pick this project back up now and use some of the palettes that I do not want to take to school with me. So I'm going to show you my options to use. I'm not going to set strict guidelines with myself. This is a month-ish. It's less than a month. It's kind of like 20 days. I have a 20-ish day trial of trying to use as much of this as I can, as much as I want to. I'm not going to stress about it if I'm still, I don't think I'm going to hit 94. But if I don't even hit the 63, it's whatever. I'll just have to come up with a better plan. because all of these palettes are palettes that are not in projects, or if they are in projects, the eyeshadow that's in a project is not in the palette. So let me just show you so you guys can see. First off the bat, Naked Cherry. At one point I did want to bring this to school with me, but wasn't vibing with it, so I'll use it now, hopefully. This Naked Heat. I laugh because I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this palette. It would be the perfect time to wear it since I keep gravitating towards these colors, so maybe it will actually get some use. Maybe I won't like just shun it. Next I have Lime Crime Venus 3. This definitely is more a winter time thing for me, but I could see myself like using this now, the purples, pairing it with some 50 Shades of Purple stuff before I like pack them away. I have the Lime Crime Pocket Candy palette in Sugar Plum Fairy. This definitely I'm gonna try to use every single shade out of this because it's easy. It's a 5-pan. Next I have Kendo Vegan Beauty, the Plum Quad. This would also be used, and also these two compare well together. I have to remember that. I'm not gonna be like, pretty much I'm kind of taking a break from project panning stuff. This is the ABH Norvina Mini Volume 3, the Cherry palette. And what I say by that is I also have to like dog sit for a week pretty much. And I don't want to bring over too much like messy makeup. The dog is older. This is the Meet Matrimony palette. The dog is older, so I just kind of want to like bring something nice and easy. And if I can only bring like, if I only bring like 2 to 3 palettes, that's a lot, you know, easier than whatever I would bring normally. Next, I have the Urban Decay and Jean-Michel Basquiat Gold Groit palette, because I like all these palettes. Well, besides the Naked Heat, that's still debatable. Yeah, the rest of these I don't really want to take to school with me. Like the Naked palette I've just used too much panning wise, where I don't want to bring this to school with me, but obviously I still enjoy it. This next one I'm a little mad at myself because if I remembered it was in this project, it would have already gotten its uses. This is the Ace Beauté Grandiose palette. I pulled it into my Shop My Stash and I used every single shade, but then forgot to include it for this project. So it will have to be used again, which I mean is fine with because this palette is amazing. But you know, forgot about that. And then these two are the two that are missing shades because they're in projects. This is the ColourPop Lilac You A Lot palette. Haven't used this in a while. Very excited to use this. And then the ColourPop Aren't You Glad palette. Yeah, the glitter is also removed from this. The glitter does count for an eyeshadow in this project, so I will have to use the glitters, which shouldn't really be a problem. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. We'll see what happens. Hopefully this helps me get back into my I used to use like 7 eyeshadows for an eyeshadow look. Sounds excessive, but I always loved how it turned out. But I recently just been doing like 3 to 4 shadows a look, and like even today it's 4 eyeshadows. It was technically 5, but the one dried out, so we're counting it as 4 because you can't even tell I used the other product. And like, it's just, this is lackluster for me. I don't like how this looks because it's not enough. It's not extra enough for me. So hopefully this also helps me get back into like using an excessive amount of eyeshadow, because I cultivated my collection knowing I use an excessive amount of eyeshadow and then stopped using an excessive amount of eyeshadow. Yeah, I'm trying to think how I want to update this. I might do some photos. I would say I might do swatches, but this is a lot to swatch, and I'm gonna have to update this project before I move to my dorm since I'm not taking any of these palettes with me. So this is kind of a speed run. Yeah, so we'll see how I do at the end of the month. It's going to be interesting. If it doesn't work, I'll try to come up with a different plan. Maybe I will end up taking one of these palettes to school with me. But yeah, all the other palettes that are left on my list, on my big old list to use, are stuff that I'm either taking to school with me or are like the palettes in a project, therefore the whole palette is going to school with me. So I'm not concerned about that. Should be fun, should be interesting. Let me know how crazy you think I am down in the comments below, because I would say it's a solid 8 out of 10. So yeah, don't forget to check out everyone else doing this project, and I hope you're having an amazing day or night whenever you're watching this. Peace out, Girl Scout.